Will Goldstein here, thekingscourt.com. Again, you can always check into my music at thekingscourt.com or at my channel page at YouTube. There's 12 links there that you can check out the music. Subscribing is free. It'll help more people to come. The title of this video is The Initiate. It's from the book Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. This guy's an initiate now, so he's a church-going fellow, so I thought I'd put on a tie. Wormwood. That's the demon, of course. I have been in correspondence with Slum Trippet, in charge of your patient's young woman, to see the chink in her armor. It is a little vice shared by nearly all women who, in an intelligent circle with a clearly defined belief, it's an assumption that outsiders who do not share this belief are stupid and ridiculous. The males who meet these outsiders do not feel that way. Hers, she supposes to be due to faith. The ignorance and naivety in all this is so large and the spiritual pride so small, it gives us little hope for her. So now the emphasis is shifting, at least initially in this chapter, to the young man's girlfriend. She's a strong Christian, and so it gives some information about who she really is as a person. She grew up in an intelligent circle. She grew up as a Christian, and she has very defined and clear belief system. Because of that, she tends to look at people who don't believe the way that she does in Christianity as stupid and ridiculous. Of course they should believe. Everybody believes in Jesus, right? I guess a lot of the women in that circle, that's the way that they think. They want a strong Christian man to give them the life that they want. They want a good life for their children. They want a home, a man that will provide for her and who has strong ethics and morals. And there's a good reason why they think the way that they want. Women are very much into security. She would not be interested in any man that did not fit those qualifications. Men, on the other hand, who maybe are in Christian circles, are a little bit more open-minded, and they don't really necessarily look down at other people who don't believe the way that they do. It's not so much that the woman is subject to spiritual pride, it says here. Her spiritual pride is small. It's just that she's really naive. She's out of touch with the world, so to speak. All her friends and everything that she does is inside that small little sect of people in the church, and that's the way she likes it. So she's really ignorant and naive about what's really happening out in the world. And she's locked into her Christian faith, and so she's pretty much a hopeless case for the demon. In shifting gears here, her spirituality can be made to influence your patient, meaning her boyfriend. It is the novice, which he is, who exaggerates. The man risen in society is over-refined. Your patient is a novice. So what they mean by that is he's new to the faith. He doesn't have all the Christian upbringing that his girlfriend does. So he's there, and he's there to learn. He's an initiate. And not only that, he sees through an enchanted glass because he's in love. So the question becomes, how much is he there because of Christianity and Christ, and how much is he there because he's enchanted and in love with this young woman? Get him to imitate his mistress and to exaggerate it until it becomes in him the strongest of the vices, spiritual pride. So the woman is not subject to spiritual pride so much, as I mentioned earlier, but now they're saying, well, he's in this circle, maybe we can attack him with a spiritual pride. He labels that as the strongest, and he also says most beautiful of the vices. And it's because it's a reference to Satan fell because of pride. The circle in which he finds himself tempts him to be proud. It is better educated and intelligent society. He is under some degree of illusion as to his place in it. He may think himself unworthy of the girl, but he is ceasing to think himself unworthy of the others. He has no notion how much he is forgiven because they are charitable. He is now one of the family. His opinions are echoes of their own. The delight he takes in these people is due to the erotic enchantment the girl spreads over her surroundings. He thinks he likes their talk because of some congruity between their spiritual state and his, but they are far beyond him. If he were not in love, he would be puzzled and repelled by what he now accepts. So the demon is getting input from Screwtape. Wormwood is getting this input, and this is what he's trying to convey to Wormwood, that the guy's really there mostly because of the girl, and he sees the other people there, and he doesn't feel that they're superior to him, and he may think that he's unworthy of the girl. These people are really better educated and intelligent than he is, but he really doesn't have any idea of the fact that they are being charitable towards him. In other words, they understand that he's a novice, that he doesn't really know, and they're graciously extending their hand to him, but he doesn't really recognize this as such. And to fit into this society, he's echoing their opinions. That makes him fit into the crowd. But again, how much of it is because of the girl? And that's what he feels like he's compelled to do to get the girl. The reality is they know far more about the Christian faith than he does, and the demon is suggesting that if it weren't for the girl, he would not even be in those surroundings at all. And this is something that the demons are to exploit. The enemy, which in this case is God, because these are demons saying this, by means of love and people far advanced in his service, meaning people who have been in the faith for a long time, is drawing the young man up to levels he could never otherwise have reached. Make him feel that these people are his sort. He has come home. Other society will seem dull to him. It'll seem much less entertaining because he will miss the enchantment of the young woman. Make him see the circle that bores him is unbelievers. In Christianity, one of the most important things in true Christianity is to always have a heart for the unbeliever. So the demons are suggesting to his mind that the unbelievers, well, that's just who they are. They don't know Christ, and forget about them. We are our little private secret society, and I'm an initiate in this elite sort of Christian group that's in the know. This is the idea that they're trying to convey to him so that he'll look down on unbelievers. And that's a first step towards spiritual pride, of course. The demon goes on to say, well, make him think how different we Christians are. But unknowingly mean my set. He must mean the people with whom I associate by right. He's an initiate. He's part of the group. I'm inside, and these unbelievers are outside. So it's making him start to feel superior. This is the idea that they're trying to convey. Success depends on confusing him. If you try to make him proud of being a Christian, you will fail. The enemy's warnings are too well known. If you make him complacent about his set, you will produce social vanity. What you want is self-congratulation, the idea of belonging to an inner ring. Teach him amusement at the things unbelievers say. Again, he's in the inner circle, and he's self-congratulating himself. I'm in, and you people are out. Some theories in modern Christian circles place the hope of society in trained theocrats, whether what they say is true or false. Make Christianity a mystery religion, that he feels he is one of the initiates. Now, this is very common in certain religions. It's interesting he uses this in relation to Christianity, but can be little cliques in Christian churches. They really shouldn't be, but they are there. I understand what an initiate is. Before I was a Christian, I was initiate of a guru, Kripal Singh. And so that was the whole idea. You were in an inner circle of initiates that are in the know, that understand all the mysteries, and this would have to do with the light and the sound current, Surat Shabd Yoga. So that's what I was an initiate of. This is when I was very young, around 21 or so, I think is somewhere around the time that I got into that. So I understand, and when you get into those kind of groups, then there's rules that you follow. For example, I became a vegetarian. I'm still a vegetarian, though when I was married for 32 years, I wasn't. It's interesting. The day that I actually left my house, after eating meat for 32 years, but before I got married, I was a vegetarian. The day I left my house, I've never bought meat again. I've eaten some meat here and there, but I've never bought it and put it in my house. It's interesting how we revert back to who we were. The point is, he's an initiate. He's in this inner circle. As for the war, I am not interested in knowing how many people have been killed by bombs or in what state of mind they died. They were going to die sometime anyway. Keep your mind on your work. So, of course, they're demons. They could care less about who dies and how they died. All they're interested in is when they die, that they join them in the abyss, in hell. And so, again, if they can lure them there by any means necessary, they can obtain in their mind at least a trophy. They were victorious in overcoming and destroying someone else's soul, character, and their spirituality.